Kool-Aid here. I'll give you a video. You guys remember this from my last video, right? This is the sun and that object that I seen right here. And you know, the sun kind of reacted to it right there. Well, I think I've caught this object again. I was looking at Sechi today, and it was on COR-2. 3 days later than when I seen this on the EUVI 195 angstrom model. You know, the green one that we look at quite a bit over there on Sechi. You can get it from the ISWA site, also ISWA. But it's the EUVI 195. It's the green one that we see. Again, that was on the 24th. Now, I just want to show you guys here that, you know, the COR-2 on the 27th showed that, and it showed this. This was at the bottom right. That was at the top left. At two different times there. So whatever this is, it's, you know, it was traveling. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take you over to Sechi real quick. And we're going to do this. The HI1 and HI2 is back up and going. I don't know why it was down for so long. Could have had something to do with government shutdown. Not really sure. Not going to say that because I don't know. And people get on me for saying that too. So, that is what it is. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you something is something when I really truly don't know what it is. But, look down here. Okay, you're going to see it flash. Right there. Watch, there. See it? Okay. Then it does it up here on the next COR-2 capture on the TBR view. And you're going to see it up here. Okay, see that? Right there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to show you here is just kind of the way my mind works here on this. The first time we seen that object, right, was on the 24th, and it was kind of down here in the corona of the sun, right, and the sun reacted to it. Well, then the second time I caught it was right here, and the third time I caught it, it was up here. So that's, you know, it's a straight line. It ain't like it was, you know, here, then over here, and, you know, whatever. It looked like that was a line of travel for it, whatever it was. You know, people might say it was a UFO type of situation. It might have been a planetary object, stellar core. All I know is that it was something. I don't think it was a camera artifact just because of the fact it was on a few different days, plus it was in different positions. You know, so I think it was taken from the same satellite. But sometimes there's multiple cameras on those satellites. So, you know, I just don't think it was a camera artifact. For us to see it on the EUVI and the COR-2 kind of lends quite a bit of validity to it. So, but I'm going to show you what on the 304 angstrom, because it shows it better, how this thing actually reacted. How the sun reacted to it. Okay? I could take you to the 24th. It's just the start of it where it kind of starts reaching out, and you already seen that. But I'm going to show you this one because it shows the end of that event. Now, I think we had like a Class C solar flare or something I heard from like a couple days ago. Could this be it? I don't think so because it's 4 days ago. You know, so watch right here, guys. This is right where that object was, and then watch it just woof, okay? Now, what would make that a CME? Well, it would have to escape the sun's gravity. Okay, solar flares, they shoot off from they're created from the corona, but a CME is actually, you know, plasma from the surface that actually gets ejected out from the gravitation of the sun. So, looks like that might have let some go there. I don't know for sure. So, all I can say is that was pretty active. It's pretty decent size reaction there. And it was reacting, in my opinion, to that object. So, something else I'm going to show you here, guys, real quick. Like, well, yeah, we'll do this real quick. This is that MLSO. I'm going to show you guys something. I'll leave a link to this too. We're going to go there, and then all you got to do is, you know, hit the date that you want to see. Okay, then it'll take you here, and you can see different views here too. And, you know, if you zoom in here, see this object right here? That's the one that Scott was showing that he's seen on this. You know, and it was over here, so this thing is actually moving. So that, you know, it just gives more validity that that's actually something. Something else I wanted to show here is right here. Oops. What the heck? What the heck caused all of that? Anyway, this is a better view to see it in. Okay. Now, what I'm showing you here, this is that observatory. I think it's in Hawaii. It's called a high altitude observatory. It's a telescope, but I think it's at a high altitude from the surface. At an observatory in Hawaii, I believe. But what I'm showing you here, guys, are these objects right here. Okay, you seeing all these? See how close together they are? Pretty close together. You know, so you would think that they would be reacting with each other, right? And again, this up here is that object that Scott caught, and I think that is an object. I really do. It looks like an object. These over here, in my opinion, are probably inner workings of the telescope, just getting reflected off, and I'm going to show you why. First off, this one right here was really suspect to me whether or not that was an object. Because if you look at it, it looks like a slinky. Okay, I've never seen a planet look like that. I've never seen, you know, like a magnetic field from a planet look like that. Could it be a planet or a star or stellar core? Of course it could. In my opinion, it's not. Okay, and again, that's my opinion. And something else, you see the straight line going straight through it? It almost looks like a spring of some sort. You know, because for springs and like machines and stuff, it usually has like a slotted top there, so you could stick a screwdriver in it to get it to snap into something. You know, I worked on machines for 20 years, so I've seen a lot of those different kinds of springs. But something else I'm going to point out here, that this is a square, complete square. So that, you know, so that kind of telling me that this camera is actually showing inner workings of the telescope just from the light reflecting off the inside of it. Okay. So, you know, every time we see something doesn't mean that it is something. Okay. I just want to point that out. And again, I could be wrong about these things being objects, but it seems to me that, first off, you know, if you looked at this one, it looks like the spiral thing, okay? Look how close these objects are to one another. Okay, I don't even know if that's possible. Unless it's a moon or something of a bigger object. And again, it's just my opinion, okay? But I wanted to point that out because I don't think it's anything we need to be freaking out about. Is it something we need to watch? Of course it is. But as far as this object goes, it looks totally different than the other stuff, okay? That looks like an object to me. That is definitely sphere. This looks two-dimensional, okay? You know, sometimes we got to step out of that because we're three-dimensional beings and we're looking at stuff, two-dimensional models, okay? And I fall victim to this sometimes too. Okay, we got to try to think in three-dimensional ways. So, you know, that is what it is. And I would almost bet, looking at this, if I put this in a filter, you know, see how far those rings are reaching out? These things look like they're almost touching. Okay? Now, you know, like I said, if those are out there, you know, oh my goodness. You know, I don't know that a stellar core would actually be that big. I mean, that'd be a question for Dr. Albers, but again, I just wanted to show that to you, okay? I guess what I'm trying to say is we don't always have to just go straight to the OMG factor, okay? And like I said, I am definitely guilty of that sometimes. Because I want you guys to have the best information you can in the facet that we can all get it and see it, Okay, so when I do see stuff, sometimes I get excited, and I think it's something, and then when it's not, and somebody shows me that it's not, I do come out with corrections. You guys know that. I mean, I've done it so many times, and I'll continue to make mistakes, but I am getting better at this. Okay, and even my video editing and stuff like that. My video times are coming down to a reasonable level, so you guys can watch it all and get the information. I'm trying to keep that more streamlined. Hopefully I'm doing better there. I'm sure I'll get critiqued some more. Probably in this very video, in my comment section. But that's okay. I take your critiques very, very seriously. And I try to better myself on that so I can give you guys the best, the best info and the best video quality stuff I can. Now, I was talking about that, maybe that C-class flare, right? I don't know if that's what this was, but this is the CME tracker tool that I show you guys. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. Now, what you're going to see is you're going to see these things blow off the sun. There's 2 of them, and they're going to travel out this way. Okay? Now, what I want you guys to watch is there's a limb of this natural solar wind stuff coming off the sun that's doing this, like right in here. Well, this wind stream here kind of picks up that energy, and it kind of gave us a glancing blow. The yellow dot's the Earth, and I've showed this before. Okay? Yellow dot's the Earth, so, take that for what it's worth. But watch this again, guys. Okay? It'll pick it up. Boom, boom. And then the energy kind of filters down towards the base. And then if you look over here, like kind of right in here, and even on those satellites right there, you'll see like a blurred area that I've showed you before of energy go right there between that and the Earth. And you can see it almost, it wasn't directly Earth facing, but just because something's not directly Earth facing doesn't mean it can't influence us. Okay? See, watch that. Boom. Okay? That's close enough to me that it could, do some stuff. Make our magnetosphere with some of the stuff that we see. Okay? I guess instead of going to, it would probably be better if I just showed you some screenshots of this, because it'll be quicker for you guys. I want to show you this. Okay, we're seeing this quite a bit. Okay, and what I mean is, see how this thing on the backside is getting like wider? Okay, not to mention that's pretty big activity right there. Now, if we go look at it right now, we're not going to see, it's all going to be pretty much blue. Even our bow shock out here looks like it's very, very weak, as far as there's no difference of pressure here. Again, why are we having this back here without any action coming from the sun direction? In my mind, there's only a couple things that can make that happen. Something back here affecting our magnetics. Maybe something down here. And I've said this before, and kind of pushing energy up that way that would be causing it. I don't think it's solar winds. I don't. Sometimes it is, and I do show you guys when it is. So, let's just, I think there it is. Okay. I think Robert Dunn reported on this too today. I didn't see his video till, I guess just like an hour or 2 ago. But, you see these IMF lines? I mean, that's kind of a strange signature out in front. He thinks that, these are kind of building on planets and stuff out in front of the Earth between us and the sun. And then they're releasing, and that's why we're seeing pulses instead of like a steady stream. Now, what I would be saying, what concerns me is the brokenness of the lines. See where they're broke, the IMF lines? That's the ones that connect us to other planetary, bodies. Mainly should be the sun. But if there's something else around, it'll connect to that too. So, and when we do connect to those objects, you can see it very clearly on the magnetosphere, all these charts. When we connect to the sun, we see it. Okay? But yeah, and that one, those are actually broken. See that? You know, and Robert, he was saying, you know, they're stacking up right there. It's what he calls being stacked up. Okay? But for me, the bigger concern is where they're broken. And then if you ever see these things like crossing each other like this, like a tic-tac-toe board, or even doing, you know, all this mess, and we see it quite a bit, we should really take notice. Now, I'm going to take you over here real quick to ISWA, okay? What I want to do, guys, is I'm going to show you if this stinking thing will let me even do it. Yeah. Okay, there it goes. It's loading now. I'm going to show you a time lapse from a few years back. Okay, I should have done this a long time ago. It just kept slipping my mind. This is to the fact that not everything we see is like, you know, going crazy. Okay, that's just, I just want to say that right off the top. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, like I said, I'm going to show you something, and I actually considered about not telling you guys what date it was, and then telling you after I showed it to you. And the reason being is because I think that it's valid. This is 4 years ago. This is a time lapse from 4 years ago. You see that? Okay. I mean, if we seen that today, we'd be freaking out, right? I mean, we all have done that. But like I said, none of these IMF, there's some of them are, but the majority of these things are still connected to each other. At least the IMF lines. This is what I mean by going straight across. Oops. You know, that's what it should look like. Okay? And we see that quite, you know, pretty obvious here, but I also said that we have to pay attention when they start doing this little crisscross number. Okay? And if they're completely broken, like the you know, somebody falling off a ladder and breaking every rung on the way down, I showed that before, used that analogy. So, but anyway, guys, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes when we see stuff, it's always been like that. But why do we look at it now? Because the sun's in a dormant state. It's in a weakened state. So when we do see stuff, we really need to pay attention, because it means something's interacting with the sun. Or at least interacting with our magnetosphere and our magnetic field. You know, and we, you know, like I said, I really think that there's something back here somewhere. Are there other objects out here too? Yes. Do I think that that's what's causing some of this? Yeah, I do. But I don't think it's what's causing all of it. You know, the MLSO chart, I just showed you the coronagraph there that I'd never showed you before. Again, those objects, in my opinion, are not planets. Those are, again, my opinion. So, you know, you take that for what it's worth. I want you guys to go look and kind of analyze it yourself. That's what I try to get everybody to do here, guys. Everybody has something to add, really. I mean, like I said, everything I'm saying, not all of it's going to be true. Okay, it doesn't mean it's a lie. It just means I was incorrect. And when we are incorrect, we got to be willing to, you know, admit that, do corrections, and try to learn from it. You know? So, but, again, I just thought that was really, really interesting that this object showed up again. Or it showed itself anyway. On COR-2 and EUVI. And then I showed you the reaction that it had. So, but anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. I'll probably give you guys a video here in the next couple days again. So, you know, stay strong, guys. No fear. No fear. Man. Also, one more thing. The cold weather, guys. I'm here in the Midwest. I'm in Indiana. We're getting record cold. Just so you guys know. And I showed you guys how the magnetic north had split. Okay. And I plan on doing a video with some illustrations. And you're going to see that the split of that directly correlates with our polar jet stream split, and also, not really, I don't want to call it a split. We get like two of them, and they're in positions that they really shouldn't be. And, you know, like I said, there's been people like Scott, for example, Scott Sion. He's been over there, you know, saying, hey, man, you know, this is coming. I'm seeing this polar jet stream getting ready to, like, you know, he was trying to warn people, like, I think he started warning people like 3 years ago on that one. And, you know, it came to fruition. It's here. So does that mean everything else that we're seeing is getting ready to ramp up? I think it is. Does that mean it's gloom and doom? No. We just got to pay attention and see what's going on. You know? So, no fear. And that's why I showed you the magnetosphere from 3 or 4 years ago. Because it looked like that back then too, guys. So, I mean, you got to take that in consideration. You know, it doesn't mean that we discount what we're seeing there on today's charts and stuff. And graphs and data. Because we do. We need to react to that. Actually, when we do see stuff like that, we should pay more attention because, like I said, the sun's in a weakened state right now. So, you know. Anyway, guys, love y'all. God bless. Yeshua saves. And you can drink this Kool-Aid.